Hello, fellow seekers. Guess what? Just when we thought Sarah Boone might have found the lawyer number 8, we were wrong. Are we surprised? I'm not. But I really thought this little union would work. She's currently on attorney number 8, Patricia Cashman. And she's been there with Sarah. I believe she was assigned to Sarah in February. So, let's see. So, I guess really only a few months. It seems like forever, just like this case. But apparently, Sarah is not happy with her. And they were in court yesterday, and Sarah actually gets to speak. I know y'all can't wait to hear it. But just from what I've heard, this Patricia Cashman has 42 years of experience. Listening to her, she sounds like she definitely knows what she's doing. I think she definitely regrets that she has to be with Sarah. But Sarah's complaint is that Miss Cashman has a snotty attitude. She wants her to be gentle, to be nice to her. She wants her to have a gentle attitude. That's all she really wants. But I don't think that's really true, because Sarah is difficult. And I think although, of course, as always, I am not a psychologist, psychiatrist, attorney. I don't know about the law, but most of us with common sense can see that she is probably batshit crazy. Let's face it. And so both of them get to speak. And I think I don't know who I was talking about. Sarah, I said Lara. Sarah has, I think, I don't know, I think they said in there, we'll have to listen, a 58-page letter to the judge, Joy. I'm sure he's excited. But her thing was, too, well, what the attorney, Miss Cashman, was saying is that when they have meetings, I guess if it's something Sarah doesn't like what she's saying, she just walks out in the middle of the conference. And this attorney apparently has accepted collect calls from Sarah. So it seems like she's done, if not as good, probably even better than the other attorneys that she had, the other 7. And I was thinking, well, maybe because it's a woman, there'll be a better bonding. But I don't think Sarah can bond with anyone. So let's just listen to the latest saga in the Sarah Boone story. Suitcase Sarah.
Judge, I've obviously not seen the letter. Ms. Boone is correct. She has walked out of the last 2 visits when I've tried to review things with her. Just so the court knows, I've spent probably 20 hours, a little bit more, a little bit less, with Ms. Boone. She has lots of lists, lots of questions. In reviewing the court file, she was distressed previously about having access to her lawyers. I have taken collect phone calls from her that are at my expense. JAC doesn't reimburse you because I think it's important for clients to have access. I have spent...
No one's interrupted you this morning, Ms. Boone.
Ooh, Sarah was trying to interrupt. See, there you go. Look, do you think maybe she's going to end up having to represent herself? I mean, what is going to be their choice at this point? Let's see what the judge says, though.
As I said, I've spent over 20 hours going through her questions, going through her list.
I'm going to back this up a little bit more.
When I tried to update her with regard to the depositions that I took recently, she opted to exit the jail conference. When I tried to review some things with regard to discovery as to things I wanted to make sure she was aware of, she walked out. She has asked me repeatedly for a copy of some medical records. Based on the discovery I got from the previous attorneys, one of the copies of those medical records had her handwritten notes. So she had a copy given to her previously. She'd reviewed them with previous attorneys. I sent her a new copy. Some of the things that she thinks are important from a lawyer perspective, perhaps I don't attach the same importance to, and you try to explain that to a client. I know the court's in a difficult position, but at this point, we're at that impasse of, if she walks out of every conference that I have with her, I'm not sure what that says about the attorney-client relationship.
Ma'am, you said there was something else that you had other than a 58-page submittal or letter.
Oh, my Lord. I'm sorry. I had to cough from it. Sorry, allergies again, as always. But, oh my gosh. Something other than a 58-page letter. She always has something. I'm sorry, I'm trying to adjust this so it'll get to her. I think it'll. Okay, so sorry. Sometimes it just doesn't. There we go. Okay, hold your breath. Take a deep breath. Let's hear what Sarah has to say.
What other information is it that you're seeking to have me take a look at?
It's things that I've been working on in the meantime. It's things that she likes to tell me is not necessary, but I know for a fact it is necessary. She likes to, in quotes, put things to rest all the time and constantly tells me I'm not having this conversation with you. So I'm not going to waste my time, and I, being in jail, have supposedly abundant amounts of. She's not going to waste my time because she's not going to explain something to me. And I have taken it upon myself to explain it to myself because she refuses to do so. I don't understand what it is that she has against me. I have told her...
Oh, can we count the ways? Can we count how many things she probably has against her? I mean, she's like Daryl, really. She knows better than anyone else. She's the smartest one in the room. She's not going to listen, probably to anyone at this point. So what are they going to do with this?
From day one, that her snotty attitude was inappropriate. And I try very hard to bear with her and her attitude. I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong to her, but I feel that her attitude has equaled prejudice, which is not in my favor, especially considering she supposedly represented my life.
Okay. Give me an example of, if you could, of items that you believe are important. Ms. Cashman is not giving attention to or dismissing as you may have framed it.
Yes, Your Honor. She likes to tell me that I don't like her answers. She's not giving me any answers to this written 3 pages worth of questions that I'm still waiting for her and any other attorney to actually answer for me, such as, why can't I have a bond? Why can't I have a download of my phone? Why can't I speak to my investigator? Why can't I have...
Probably she can't have a bond because she's accused of murder. What do you think? So far, Sarah does not understand why Patricia Cashman, what it's always like, these people, it's always somebody doing something to her. She's the victim, of course, just like Daryl and many other of these foolish people are. And probably, though, the attorney, she's reviewed the records of the prior 7 attorneys and is wanting to go in there and be matter of fact, which is what Sarah needs. She doesn't need somebody to baby her and coddle her. In fact, one of the they were having some commentators here on Court TV, and one of them saying, the attorney isn't like, she worded it something like, it's, the attorney is not supposed to be an emotional support dog. They're the attorney. And maybe she's just being like blunt with Sarah and being, factual and saying, look, this is how it's going to be. Do you want to try to win this case or not? But Sarah, to me, it just seems like she's not having it. And I think at one point she says that she doesn't want the attorney to leave, but all she's doing, she's running all of them off. So maybe in her mind, what she is trying to do is run them off so she can represent herself. I'm afraid that that's what it's going to come to. And I guess it would be something to watch, but man, would we all have to stock up on headache medicine? Good gosh. Okay, let's continue on.
Medical records. Why can't I fully utilize my constitutional rights? There's 3 pages worth of questions that I have.
What constitutional rights specifically?
Yeah, what, Sarah?
I'm very leery about having a fair trial at this point. There's a handful of other amendments that I have been researching and working on and trying to incorporate. To me, what I have written to you is obvious, and apparently from the correspondence that I get from the world, South Korea was the last place that I received correspondence. They obviously see the same thing. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong other than wanting to have a very successful outcome. It's just been long and drawn out, and I believe that God obviously will be with me as much as I do him in order to give me this very unique adventure that I am on, and I'm doing my best to let everyone know who I really am as opposed to the malicious murderer that everyone thinks that I am. I don't feel that she can do that properly. I still always, the reason why I'm here is hope that she will come in with a gentle, softer side and actually listen to what it is that I'm saying and see the bigger picture other than what the one avenue that she keeps going down. There's other ways to win and more than one way. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not saying that I'm trying to remove her. I'm just trying to ask you, please, forgive me for having to ask you for this. If you could please let her know, please, to just be nice to me and have a welcoming attitude, and things will probably change, and I will not get up and I walk out. Please don't lie to me. Please don't give me half-truths. And
what instances where there's been falsities or lies that have been told to you by Ms. Cashman? Can you give me any?
Yeah, I want to know about the lies. I don't think that they're going to find that this attorney has lied to her. I mean, why in the world would she do that? Sarah is, in my opinion, delusional.
Example.
my biggest one, Your Honor, is for me being here ongoing 5 years, no one has ever bothered to try to get me a bond.
What's the lie? You said that she has
That's
lied
right.
to you.
What's
What
the
is
lie?
The lie?
What's the lie?
The process of getting a bond. She lied to my brother in regards to telling him that he would need to come down to the courthouse to have multiple photographs taken for documentation. He would have to bring the security information, leads to his house, and it turns into everything else. And then it turns into all these other different stories of why she won't do or why she has said certain things. It always changes and it mutates after I ask her for certain things, not just for the bond, but for other things also.
Okay, well, let's focus on the bond issue, because you said that she's lied to you, and in what you've told me so far, none of that is inaccurate.
So how is it though, because I don't have any experience prior to this, I don't know the process of getting a bond other than what I have read, and it's just for her to do a bond motion for a bond hearing. But I didn't know that anyone, all of the other inmates, even officers, have ever said that they've had to do that process in order to have photographs taken and documented and use crews and did he to his house. He's not posting my bond, which I told her a million and one times, but she still spooked him by asking by him something that he's going to have to, and it would threaten his security clearance considering he's in the service, the military. So she totally deterred me from having my brother's address in order for me to have a motion for a bond. No one else has even bothered to even ask me for one, and I will be honest with you and the court. I know for a fact with however sky high my limit would be for my bond to receive, I know for a fact unless my fans would set up GoFundMe pages or God's will or however else it is.
I've heard her talk about fans before. So she said fans will set up GoFundMe pages for her. Okay, before I've tried to look for like a Sarah Boone fan page on Facebook or YouTube or something. I haven't found it yet, but I'm going to search for it again. If any of you all have found some sort of fan group for Sarah Boone, would you enlighten me in the comments down below? Because I would love to find that and take a look at that. I don't know. I haven't been able to find it yet, but I haven't looked lately. But I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
If he plans on looking to have it paid, if at all, my point is to utilize my rights to have a bond. And with the information I have included in here to you, for the amount of saturation of publicity, there's nowhere that I could go even if I were to be at quote flight risk because of the amount of information that everybody already knows about me, what I look like, and what I eat apparently, and so many other things. There's nowhere I could go if I were to even think about being a flight risk. It's just the fact that I would like things to have a bond so I can say that I actually achieved something.
Told me to provide pictures or deeds to the house. What I said was, the media's been in the courtroom for all the hearings, and it's likely that they would be here for the bond hearing, and that your face could be on the television, and it was a concern for him. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. But Judge, I can't spend all my time defending what I'm doing and at the same time be effectively preparing a case for trial. In these situations, I know it puts the court in a very difficult position. As I see it, Ms. Boone has a couple options. Number one, she can ask you to represent herself. She has the right to. You have a Faretta hearing and determine whether she's capable. The court then has to address the issue of whether it's appropriate to appoint standby counsel. Obviously, since she believes not a word that I say after 40 years doing criminal defense, I'm probably not the right lawyer for that. The other thing is she gets one last lawyer and either works or it doesn't. And sometimes, unfortunately, the court gets put in a position that you have to have that conversation with a client that you don't, if you want your counsel of choice, then you need to hire your counsel of choice, and everyone can certainly do that. And if you're indigent, the court can only go through this so many times with Miss Boone coming to the court, and there ending up being irreconcilable differences, such that the counsel that you have appointed can't move forward and provide effective assistance to counsel.
Okay.
Wow. Don't you know that Miss Cashman is probably thinking in her mind to Judge Cranick, for the love of God, Judge, please let me off this case. 8 attorneys, and allegedly all that Sarah Boone wants is for Miss Cashman to be warm and fuzzy. Okay, Miss does my name, don't wear it out, while her fiance is smothering in a suitcase, and she's wanting somebody to be warm and fuzzy to her. I know we all see the irony in this. Oh my goodness gracious. So is the judge going to let her go? Let's find out.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm inclined to go ahead and figure out. Last week of my period is full week of August, and it starts again on the last full week of August. So we could set it then, but I know that you have trial case management with Judge Marquez on the 20th or the 21st of June, which may impact that. So,
And I have a trial certain with Judge Harris August 5th, and
as do I.
August seems a bit difficult for me.
For a week, for Mr. Robinson. So the options that I see it are, we can specially set this for the week of August 26th, or we set it for the trial period beginning September 30. The hiccup with that first week of September 30 is we have a court holiday on Thursday, October the 3rd, which would limit us to a 4-day trial period, which I don't believe is not sufficient. So that would take us to either October 7 or October 14. So based on the court's trial calendar, that's what I've got available. August 26th, October 7, or October 14.
I think the October 7th or October 14th is more realistic, Judge. I know that Mr. Cacciatore has other trials too, and other things on other judges' pretrial dockets and those things.
But we're specially set in July and in September. Mr. Cacciatore?
I think we can, I think October 7th is fine.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to specially set this matter for the second week of the September 30 trial period, beginning Monday, October 7th. We will set this matter for trial case management on the 24th of September, right? On September 24 at 9 a.m. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do you at 1:30 in the afternoon.
It's Tuesday, September 20th.
Tuesday, September 24 at 1:30 in the afternoon for our trial case management. Trial date certain on October the 7th. Deputy, if you could please grab the 2 packages of submittals from Ms. Boone. Oh, I thought it was 2 different envelopes, ma'am. Okay. I will review that, and after the review, the court will either issue an order or set this matter for hearing based on what it is that's been presented by Ms. Boone. Mr. Cacciatore, anything else we need to address this morning, sir?
Not the same.
Ms. Cashman, anything else we need to address?
Not that I'm aware of it this time, Judge.
Ms. Boone, is there anything else you need to bring to my attention at this time?
I'm grateful for your time. I appreciate for having me utilize it. But I really do hope that you review thoroughly what it is that I'm asking for from my attorney who's supposed to be representing me for the trial that's supposed to be happening in October, late September. So if you could please, I don't understand how I'm supposed to be able to go into a trial when I don't have what it is to probably defend myself.
Ma'am, I've asked for your submittals. I will be reviewing them. All right, thank you. All right, y'all, thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thanks, Judge.
Gracious. There she goes. I don't know. If you ask me, seems like Sarah is the one with the snotty attitude. I just don't see where anyone is going to please her. And it looks like Patricia Cashman is not off the hook yet. So it sounds like, according to the judge, he set a trial case management date of September 24th and set a trial date, I'm sure this is tentatively, for October 7th, beginning that week. But, what is this? We're in June now? So much can happen. Look at how Doofus Darrell, at the last minute decided to represent himself. I mean, it seems to me that's what this is pointing to, because nobody is doing anything, she thinks that they're supposed to be doing. This is going to be something. I mean, when the trial begins, this is going to be something else. Oh my goodness. Well, there's the latest on Sarah. And I'm going to search and see if I can find any fan clubs for her. I probably missed the boat. I know some of y'all are much better at finding things than me that I haven't been able to find before. So if you can find something, Let me know. Drop it in the comments below and tell me what you think about this latest development in the Suitcase Sarah saga. And of course, let's not forget the victim and his family, George Torres. So, as always, thank you so much for watching, commenting, subscribing. I hope you'll have a wonderful weekend. Be kind to everyone. Be kind to you. I love you all. And I'll see you the next time.